Hello, I am Custom Creator. Well, I am the founder of Custom Creator, and that is my partner over there. He is OGL Schmidt. And I know it kind of sounds like shit, but we'll let him get by with it. So
Yeah.
I see
Schmidt, I
Roger
love it.
Waters' eyes, and I see Pink Floyd under us. I also see Jason Voorhees shirts on each of us. And there's a reason for this. Because in 3 to 4 days,
See what you did there. I heard what you did there.
Funny how we say we see.
Yeah.
Funny how I just said that we say we see. Oh, say can you see? Americans are stupid. Anyway. So, I'm as lost as Roger Waters, man.
So Pink Floyd, we went through the Animals album a few months ago. Those were great reactions. Animals is a fantastic album. I don't think either of us had heard it before. We did this for in part for a gentleman named David Moody, if I remember right. So we've been wanting to return to Pink Floyd for a while, and we wanted to do something a bit more on the obscure side. So we, oddly enough, found a song from an album called Obscured by Clouds, and the song is called Freeform. Of course, you know how some songs count down 1, 2, 3, 4. They just sort of changed up the words a little bit. So I know Danny's got a much cooler voice for this, but if you don't mind, sir, I'm going to read the lyrics and give a little context.
Will you share them, please, sir?
I can do that.
Because I forget almost every reaction.
Let me send you these lyrics.
I think those cookies I ate have an effect on my memory. Not sure.
I think my brain has affected my memory, but...
Check my brain.
All right.
Or brain damage. Or the worms ate into my brain.
All right, so that ding was the sound of the lyrics going in.
That was y'all's. It wasn't us. It was your neighbor or something. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, so let me read these lyrics, give a little bit of context, and we'll jump into the song. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. The memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime. You shuffle in the gloom of the sick room and talk to yourself as you die. Life is a short, warm moment, and death is a long, cold rest. You get your chances to try in the twinkling of an eye, 80 years with luck, or even less. So all aboard for the American tour, and maybe you'll make it to the top. But mind how you go, and I can tell you 'cause I know, you may find it hard to get off. But you are the angel of death, and I am the dead man's son. He was buried like a mole in a foxhole, and everyone's still on the run. And who is the master of foxhounds? And who says the hunt has begun? And who calls the tune in the courtroom? And who beats the funeral drum? The memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime. You shuffle in the gloom of the sick room and talk to yourself as you die. Okay, so number one, those are very cutting, very profound lyrics, and also very, very Roger Waters lyrics.
And this isn't far removed from the Sid Barrett days, correct?
Yeah, this came out in 1972, so it's a few years removed.
So this still has a lot of his fingerprints on it.
Yeah, no doubt.
So this identification. All right, we're back. Are we ready to get into 1, 2, 3, 4? So those 4 members, that's Roger and that's David. Man, I can't never remember the 2 guys' name.
Nick Mason and Richard Wright.
See, I know them. I mean, I don't remember them.
Nick's the drummer, Richard is the keyboarder, yeah. And David Gilmour here is credited with acoustic and electric guitars and hand clapping.
That's Nick Mason.
Okay, Gilmour, Waters. That the one between Waters and Gilmour is Mason. I think that's Richard Wright on the far left. So the one you got the thing over, that's Richard Wright, yeah.
I wonder if he's kin to the Mason guy that We just disagree.
That's good. Honestly, it's a good question. I'm not sure.
Who knows? Not me. All right. Let's get a better setup here. And I don't want to see Pink Floyd while I'm watching Pink Floyd. Excuse me. So, I'll get some psychedelic looking something. Ah, yeah, here we go. Of course. It's the Hammers. Love it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to do that way. I don't know. Now I'm just spinning my wheels like an idiot. Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime. You shuffle in the gloom of the sick room and talk to yourself as you die. And life is a short, warm moment, and death is a long, cold rest. Get your chance to try in a twinkling of an eye. 80 years with luck or even less. So all aboard for the American tour, and maybe you'll make it to the top. But mind how you go, and I can tell you 'cause I know you may find it hard to get off.
Roger, I think you have had a hard time getting off the crazy train that Ozzy brought in. But we love you anyway. Your mic is muted, OGO. What is that boss? What is that doing that? Some kind of synthesizer maybe?
It could be a synth. It could be like a processed guitar. Maybe he's hitting a chord and they're swelling it in, like gradually fading it in to where it sounds like that.
Man, it's really... what's the word you use all the time? Bombastic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a completely different sound, that I'm used to from Pink Floyd, but their production skills are still evident. And yeah, this is obviously still remnants of that Syd Barrett era sound where they had that poppier, almost Beatles-esque sound. It is really weird to hear Roger Waters' lyrics set to this kind of music. Again, I'm more familiar with the later work from both the band and from Roger, but it's an interesting juxtaposition, this really happy music and these really somber lyrics.
Yeah, that seemed to be a theme in the late 60s and early 70s, kind of. This is a fan-made video, obviously. We didn't pick the Pink Floyd version because I really like this artwork. It kind of encapsulates, whatever, how the fuck you say that?
You almost had it just missing.
All of the, I was close, yeah.
Okay.
All of the, like, there's the Division Bell artwork. There's a little bit of the, there's fucking spaceships coming out of the heads of the Division Bells. There's the wall, and the, well, it looks like the third eye with wings under it. There's a dove under that, on the wings of the white dove. Okay. High hopes, maybe. Yeah, it's just cool as fuck, man. Love it. And I could hear Gilmore just hitting the acoustic. Like it ain't nothing. And every time, I can feel that shit, man. It's
jarring, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, why is my damn head cut off? All right. The drummer knew. Wow. already, but that underlying riff there sounded kind of like Animals.
Yeah.
And yeah, we hadn't heard that album, so if you all want to check that out, we have 3 parts to it. I think there are 3 parts to Animals, aren't there?
Yeah, there are 3 main.
Pigs on the Wing,
Yeah.
3 Pigs on the Wing, Pigs on the Wing. I don't remember how it
I think
says,
the 2 Pigs on the Wing variations kind of bookend, and then there's 3 big songs that are the
yeah, there's like 3 little pigs.
yeah.
So
Pigs, dogs, and
sheep, I think.
yes, sheep.
Yeah, because there's like bad noises in it. I don't know if that's
Yeah, it's
Roger eating acid or whatever, but
it's really compelling though. I mean,
we didn't eat much acid back in the day. I mean, 4 or 5 times a week. I mean, fuck, man, like that. Wasn't very much. I mean, what happened to Sid? I think it happened to you too, Roger.
yeah.
But we love him. There's a comment I'm making that reaction real quick. Something's like, damn, I screwed it up. But I was like, it just maybe it's just you being Roger Waters, but it was right on time. It's not funny now, as most jokes aren't when you try to replicate them. In fact, I'm not funny at all if I try to. I have no plot. I can't stick to a damn skit, or I can't think of the damn word of it. Now, the word of it, maybe acid or in my mind. I eat quite a bit of it while watching The Wall. So it's your fault again, Roger.
It's necessary though to follow The Wall. I watched it stone cold sober, and I couldn't make heads or tails out of what was going on. And I realized about 15 minutes in, it's like I'm obviously not in the correct mindset to be taking all this in at this point.
But I'm not gonna lie. I mean, some of it I skip because all of it isn't good. I mean, there are parts of it that's why I think Dark Side of the Moon is, or Shine On You Crazy Diamond, or The Division Bell even. I mean, they don't really have bad songs. The Wall does.
Yeah, there's
songs
some
that is just stupid.
there is some filler in The Wall, and that's the problem that you run into when you're doing a concept album, is that there are things that exist to further the concept more than contribute anything musically. So,
but there are some great shit. Like, I got 13 channels of shit to choose from on the TV. I love that. All right.
Mind how you go, I can tell you, 'cause I know you may find it hard to get off. Master of foxhounds, and who says the hunt has begun? Who calls the tune in the courtroom?
Did you just hear that laugh? Oh, yeah, Mike's on. I know they laugh a lot in their music, but there's a laugh. Catch it.
yeah.
And who is the master of foxhounds? And who says the hunt has begun? Who calls the tune in the courtroom? And who beats the bugle drum? The memories of a man in his old age are the deeds of a man in his prime. Shuffle in the gloom of the sick room and talk to yourself as you die.
Oh, they shovel the doom into the sick room and talk to yourself as you die. I didn't hear that. I must be feeling on something's being stupid while you're reading that, but wow. I've spent a lot of time in hospitals, and they do. That is absolutely correct. Of course, it could be a reference to like a mental institution. Come on, David. That's some short ass shit right there, man.
416. Again, it's a different era for Pink Floyd. Much
Where's
much
my
more
damn baby
commercial
maker?
song structure. Yeah, I mean, but even back then, David Gilmour, he had a knack for some seriously tasty guitar licks.
The second I said he's there, just playing his acoustic away, he starts ripping into the electric. How does he do that? Like, there has to be a backup player live. There's no way you can switch guitars that quick. People can hit the tuning on a guitar that quick, but unless he has like but I've never seen him play one of the doubles, and you could tell when an acoustic's really an acoustic, or if it's acoustic electric.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell.
I have seen him do the thing where they have like an acoustic guitar on the stand, and he'll play that, and then when it's time to play a solo, he'll step back and grab his electric. But I do think they have another guitarist on stage as well, just to.
There may be more time in between it than I'm thinking.
No, you may find it hard to get off.
Yeah, he's got time. No, he's still playing it. No.
Like a mole in a foxhole, and everyone's still on the run. And who is the master of foxhounds? And who says the hunt has begun?
Early call out to you missed the starting gun. The foxhound. Who says the hunt has begun?
Yeah, that the song seems to be covering a multitude of different topics. Like that to me seems to be sort of a comment on the warmongering. It says who's the master of fox sounds? Who says the hunt has begun? Who calls the tune in the courtroom? And who beats the funeral drum? So they go out there sending people to die without having to worry about accountability. But it also sort of seems like when he's talking about like that last verse where he says. You shuffle in the gloom of the sick room and talk to yourself as you die. That and the reference to the recording industry. All aboard for the American tour. Maybe you'll make it to the top. Those things seem to come together as like a Syd Barrett reference right there.
Yeah, I thought it said they shuffled the doomed. Okay, that would fit as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Great, man. That's one of the coolest scenes in The Wall, and where the flowers make love. That was the first time I'd ever seen penetration. Fucking flowers. And then how it turns into a woman's legs and a cherry and then a machine gun and then this dark, ominous, big black Batman-looking bat. What shall we use? And then all of a sudden, there's a hooker trying to give a blowjob. He's backstage.
It
And
is.
he has one of his bad days.
Yeah. It is interesting that Floyd does a lot of stuff, again, later on, where it's almost seemed like it was floating out of time. You know, sort of like these very trance-like ambient things. It's cool to hear this early version of them where they're kind of rocking a little bit. It's cool to hear, like, Roger actually playing you hear his bass line popping and syncing up with Nick's drums.
Like it. I think it's more like The Who or something than the Beatles. I mean, I know they were
I would definitely agree with that, yeah.
Maybe the Sid Barrett days were, but this in particular sounds more like, a little more, I don't want to say progressive rock, but progressed a little further than the friggin' Beatles, man. I mean, I don't got Beatlemania, but I don't hate the Beatles now either.
I think maybe it's just sort of like the upbeat nature and especially like the way the vocals are produced and maybe some of the sense of melody. I think that's what's recalling the Beatles to some people. But
some of the really idiotic lyrics. I mean,
but yeah, I would
definitely.
I definitely agree with you. It's much more in lines of something like the Who than it would be the Beatles.
I will say that I love all three of the Beatles' work after who died? It was John Lennon. Well, no. Did all four of them make music? Why did they split up?
That I don't know. I know there's some interpersonal drama with the band, especially with John and Yoko. I'm not. Maybe someone in the comments can help us out. Why what were the reasons for the Beatles splitting up? I know Paul McCartney went on to do. He had a band called Wings. He did stuff. George Harrison had a solo album.
Oh, George Harrison! That one song is great, man. I forget how it goes now, but it's so good.
And then even Ringo did his thing. But I remember I did love the story of them piecing together that song from old tapes of John. Yeah, I thought that was really beautiful.
That reminded me of the Hank Williams Jr. doing the song with his daddy.
Yes.
Tears in My Beer. From footage that was been in an attic for 40 years.
Yeah.
Growing mold and mushrooms and shit. So I love this. Absolutely.
Yeah. Floyd is definitely one of the most fascinating back catalogs in the history of rock, and it's sort of cool to see, what. I mean, for all of the digs we take at Roger, he has a very interesting mindset and he's a very compelling lyricist. And again, it's very interesting to hear that classic Roger Waters lyrical style set to this type of music. It adds a bit of levity to it almost while still making it kind of cutting. I guess it makes it more sarcastic than dreary.
Yeah, he's him and Maynard aren't a whole lot different, but they're very different.
Yes, they have distinct similarities, but where they differ, they differ.
I think Maynard's sarcasm it comes from a place of humbleness, where Rogers does not.
Yeah,
I was going to say, for all the jabs Roger gets, he asks for them, and he gives many more.
Yes.
So, I still don't hate him for it. I'm not
he
mad
gives
at
as
him.
good as he gets, yeah.
I'm just saying, if you poke at the bear might shit on your ass or something.
Yeah.
Unless
and that's if you're lucky.
Nobody knows if it really happens.
I'm not going to poke a bear to find out. I will listen to some Pink Floyd, though.
I'm not either.
Definitely would like to hear more early Floyd. We definitely need to react to a song from the Sid Barrett era. I think See Emily Play and Astronomy Domine were the ones that were suggested. So guys, let us know. Come on, which one should we do?
One thing, something just blew my mind. Free 4.
Free 4.
Could that be the 4 members being free?
Yeah.
Because one is locked inside of his head.
Mm-hmm. And you could argue that the others were kind of locked into that touring and recording cycle as well. So yeah,
That just blew me away. I mean, because it's not 1-2 free for. And why
Yeah.
is it free for?
hmm
I mean, I'm pretty sure they have good diction. Anyway, yeah, that just came to me like an epiphany.
So sorry this reaction was so long, guys, but it's Pink Floyd. That's we're gonna be talking a lot about it. They're definitely one of those bands that make you think. So, but yeah, love this song.
100%.
Fascinating look at their early years, and yeah, we're gonna keep coming back to Floyd because they're an awesome band.
No doubt about it. Peace to the world.
Oh yeah, thank you all
Love,
so much.
prosperity.
Mental health is real.
And we're a great example of it.
Oh yeah. But take care of yourselves. You can take care of others, and music is your best support group.
Watch out for the worms.
Yeah, and
And
yeah,
don't be in a fishbowl with Roger Waters.
you would be a lost soul if you're in a fishbowl with Roger
Probably
Waters.
won't
no doubt.
wish you were there. All right. Much love. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Sid Barrett.